So Hillary Clinton said Wednesday that the Democratic National Committee gave her, quote, nothing after she clinched the nomination. Quote, I set up my campaign and we have our own data operation. I get the nomination. So I'm now the nominee from the Democratic Party. I inherit nothing from the Democratic Party. I mean, it was bankrupt, she said at the Cone Conference in California. I had to inject money into it to keep going. I mean, so in this thing, it's a link from this Washington Times, but there's a clip to the that was just on Yahoo that she said at the Code Conference in California. I guess this just went on the internet. That, you know, then she talks about Russia and she goes, WikiLeaks and Russia are basically the same thing, she also says in this interview. So let me see if I got this right. The DNC, which used the superdelegates, which that is just to look at the superdelegates, how many states gave their superdelegates to Hillary even when the state voted for Bernie in the Democratic primary. Look how the Democratic Party blocked 1 million independents from voting in the New York primary. Look at the Podesta emails. You can say WikiLeaks is part of Russia and Putin and all you want, but the emails say what the emails say, right? Unless, oh, Julian Assange just concocted these emails in the Ecuadorian embassy or something. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was fired as DNC chair, and then Hillary hired her on her campaign that was barely getting by. Now, this is a woman that outfunded and outspent Donald Trump 2-1. So why did the Democratic Party not have money? Was it because they stole that money from all the Bernie supporters? Donna Brazile lost her job for giving Hillary questions before. Like, this is... The thing why this is even crazier is Trump just says crazy stuff and he just blatantly lies. I mean, she says this with a straight face. It's unbelievable. And now she's linking, she, in this interview, says that the Russia stuff, they got information that came, must have come from somebody inside the United States. And like within an hour after the Access Hollywood thing dropped, they dropped the Podesta emails. Yeah, I mean, but while what Trump said on Access Hollywood is awful and shows that he's disgusting and a pig and he sexually harasses and talks about sexually assaulting women, which is awful and is a fine reason for him to not be president. But then the Podesta emails show your corruption and how you and your husband have hijacked the Democratic Party since the late 80s, early 90s. What are you talking about? This is, I mean, these are crazy people. These are, I mean, again, I've said this before, Trump is just the ugliest version. Hillary is very smart, very well read. She is highly intelligent person, highly intelligent. Trump is just a rich kid idiot who's failed upwards his whole life. She is highly intelligent, but her and Trump share the same thing. Just this narcissistic, egomaniacal, can't admit they're wrong. It's unbelievable to me. And people say, oh, you Bernie people got to just stop, we got to stop, having constantly rehashing the election. It's because of shit like this. If she in this interview said, you know what, I blew it and we were corrupt and we shouldn't have done this and I'm sorry and, the DNC needs to be overhauled, I'd be like, good for her. All right, she finally owned it. She finally did the thing that her husband could never do, is just flat out admit he's wrong, except when, like, he admitted the 3 strikes you're out to put 100,000 black men behind prison. He finally admitted that. But that was more of just a political tactic because everything they do is a political tactic. They don't know how to eat a bowl of cereal without wondering if it's good for their political gains. And, oh, tying WikiLeaks to Russia. There you go. Anybody that comes against the power elite. Noam Chomsky talks about this. Chris Hedges talks about this. Anyone that comes against the power elite, you better watch out. And you watch. If Nina Turner and or Tulsi Gabbard start to get close and they're going to maybe edge out a corporate Democrat, be it if Hillary runs again or her daughter runs or Tom Perez runs, we got to get the Latino vote, diversity, or whomever, Nancy Pelosi, whatever one of those corporate Dems run, if they start losing the way she was losing to Bernie, you better believe they're gonna Tulsi Gabbard and Nina Turner are gonna be Kremlin puppets or whatever their thing they're gonna pull out. It's just unbelievably. And then Trump just tweets, use the word COVFEFE, and so now there's all this speculation as to what this is. She jokes, I thought it was a hidden message to the Russians. It's all Russia, 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 Russia. You don't want to sit there. She can't sit there. She couldn't sit there in this interview that just happened, I guess, Wednesday or today or something, and say, yeah, I didn't connect to working class people. You know, when I was Secretary of State with President Obama and we took us from 2 wars to 7 wars and blew up the Middle East and killed civilians and then didn't prosecute the banking people, Americans lost faith in us. She can't say that. She couldn't say that. I didn't campaign in Wisconsin and Michigan I didn't campaign enough in the working class parts of the country. I just didn't do it. We just all thought I was going to win and I was too arrogant. You know, and yeah, the Russia thing didn't help, but if I would have run a great campaign, it wouldn't have mattered. You lost to the worst candidate ever. Like, you lost to Trump. Don't blame Russia for this shit. I know I'm saying this with a red shirt, so I'm probably a Kremlin puppet, and I'm clearly a sexist burn bro. That's all I do all day. This is just preposterous to me. This is why people are like, you guys got to let it go. I want to let it go, but the DN, like, every day, I'm thankful to them, I guess. I'm thankful to the DNC for every day showing me that they are not going to change. Do not look to those in power to change our current situation because they're profiting from this. She's profiting from the Russia, Russia, Russia. Remember now, this is the woman who, her and her husband's foundation sold plutonium to the Russians through the Clinton Foundation. That was in the New York Times. I'm going to put the link to that in the show notes. Unbelievable. They can't do it. They just can't do it. It's fantastic how insane these people are. It's fantastic. And she says it, and she's so articulate and so smart and says it in this clear way, and she spells it out. It's believable. If you're not paying attention, you go, oh man, Russia, she's right. Yeah, Trump. I'm not a huge fan of the Clintons, but she's making a great point. You see that. You see that. I didn't like Bernie's, the way he talks and gives speeches. I find it kind of annoying. I'll be quite honest with you. I found him annoying, but his policy and his track record were why I went for Bernie. Hillary, very smart, very articulate, but she is a corporate pro-war person. That's why I could never go with her. And the Clinton Foundation sells weapons. Like, I can't even... The DNC, you run the DNC. You guys hijacked the DNC. You stole the primary, and you're going to sit there and say the DNC didn't back you. It's everyone else's fault. Who else can you blame? Saturday Night Live? Who else can you blame? Who else? Who haven't you blamed? Oh my God. But I'm a hysterical, crazy, violent burn bro yelling into his YouTube because I'm nuts. Yeah. God forbid. God forbid anyone over there listens to reason. Oh, God. Thank you for supporting independent media. And this article, of course, just gives you the facts. They don't say, what the hell is she talking about? This article, it's fantastic to me. I found this article. Nina Turner retweeted this article because someone said, someone posted this article and was like, oh God, now I've heard it all. This is the funniest thing ever. Something like that. And Nina Turner retweeted it. That's how I found the article, was on Nina Turner's Twitter feed. Oh, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, go to the Patreon. I'm a crazy burn bro and I can't take it anymore. Russia, 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 Russia.